Rising with each beat of the music is bringing. We're flames in the fire that keeps burning. We're inviting the night in.
Tactical nuke incoming!
How's it going, everybody? This is Novakast back with another video, and with this one, oh boy, there's actually a lot of stuff to talk about. And kind of like the podcast, I'm going to discuss a few things that interest me when it comes to either drama or news. And I think I'm going to try to leave timestamps in the description if I remember. Hopefully I remember. But I'm going to leave timestamps for when I talk about a particular topic, and just go by one by one of everything I want to discuss. With this particular video, we'll be talking about C.H.O.W, dogs equal racism, where I respond to somebody's video, and Onision on relationships. Oh boy, that should be fun. So without further delay, why don't we go ahead and get started with the first topic, that being C.H.O.W. Now, for those who don't know what that is, I guess I should start off by saying I'm not surprised by this, considering when it comes down to the dog hating community. I assumed that there would also be a cat hating community, but it's interesting. So somebody sent me this. It's a Reddit post where they describe a group called C.H.O.W, also known as the cat haters of the world. And in the Reddit post, it basically, the title of it is C.H.O.W, cat haters of the world like animal abuse. So if you were to read the Reddit article, it says, so C.H.O.W, or cat haters of the world, have been quite a hot topic in the cat hating community. They have made merchandise, pictures, videos containing their vile, selfless hatred towards cats. They claimed on their home page to be rational thinking people that have been doing this around 1987, which is pretty funny because this was done by a web designer who supports the banning of all cats. They claim to be rational people, but the games they have made shows me that there are absolutely no signs of these individuals being rational people. The games in question shows cats in the game being tortured and killed in the most fucked up ways imaginable. And not to show the website, because I don't want them to think that I'm giving them publicity if any of these people show up on this video. The website itself has games like Cat Bowling, Kitten Cannon, Kick the Kitty, Cat Vac Catapult, Catapult Cat Splat, Cat Death Auto, and also cat hating books, and apparently t-shirts and gifts, mugs and magnets that symbolize more of cat hatred. Now, anybody who owns a cat will likely know that a cat purrs within a range of 20 to 140 hertz, which is known to be medically therapeutic for illnesses in humans. A cat's purr can not only lower stress, it can also help labored breathing, lower blood pressure, and help heal infections, and even heal bones. The more you know, I guess. But these idiots want to throw this out the fucking window and want you to be like them, a group of people who wants to get rid of something that can help us with our mental and physical problems, and mock us because we share negative thoughts about their actions. After watching the videos and seeing these pictures and the pictures of what the games have to show about 3 or 4 times, and trying to analyze what I could The website does show that they do have clear intentions to cause harm to those cats because they exist.
You serious?
In fact, with something like this, it's something which should be taken seriously, especially if there are signs that there were real intentions involved to cause harm to a living animal, because whether they like it or not, what they promote is a criminal offense. And C.H.O.W. here not only urged people to commit crimes, but has fucked themselves right up the ass with a spiked pillar, due to how they have pretty much made games promoting animal cruelty, because they're one of those little cowardly pussies. I'm sorry, I'm reading it as it is. Content warning at the very beginning of the video. On the internet, who thinks that nothing can touch them. But this is a serious matter. This is animal abuse. They are breaking the law. And I don't care if any of you hate cats or not. I really couldn't give a shit. But when you try to kill them, when you try to harm them, then shit gets serious. I am in the process of trying to contact animal welfare groups about this site, because the more we expose scumbags like this, the better. Because the truth is, they talk about how cats are the sin to society. But with people like this in society, people who pick on innocent animals, people like this who are that sick in the fucking head, all they do is threaten people who just display a different opinion. They are the ones who needs to be removed from society. Now, the last bit of the article, they talk about how they left the link to the website as evidence for some of the things that C.H.O.W. has been promoting. And also thanks people for reading the post. There was actually quite a few comments that I wanted to share, which I think so far are against what C.H.O.W. has been doing. One person saying, I freaking hate people who want to harm animals. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean you have to hurt it. Just leave it alone. Be an adult and avoid whatever it is you don't like. Poor cats. Another person wrote, exactly, people who hate pit bulls are horrible too. I've been threatened so many times because I have a pit bull staffy. Another person wrote, oh, I don't want to look. Makes me sick to my stomach to imagine the content of these games you speak of. Serial killers like to torture and murder defenseless animals. Please let us know if there's something we can do to support your fight against this group. Disgusting. Now, in my comments, or at least my own comments, somebody brought this to my attention, and like, from what is described by this Reddit article, it's no different from what we discuss when it comes down to the dog-hating community. Really, with a lot of people who are the radical, occult-like dog haters, who follow people like I Hate Dogs with their misinformation, and act as if what he says is the word of God. And it's gotten to the point, especially with some of the behaviors of like several followers of I Hate Dogs, promoting dog abuse, or at least animal abuse, between showing dogs being ripped apart or being shot by the police. It's a variety of different things, especially from, you know, certain individuals in this community. And it doesn't help too that, you know, a few of these people, when their opinions are challenged, they go on the defensive. They claim victim, claiming that they that we're harassing them, when really that's not the case, especially when we want to try to have a conversation with these people, to the point where they start, one person, or actually no, sorry, two people in particular that I can think about, then proceed to make videos trying to make poorly made responses towards people who challenge their own ethics, and also create videos where they promote and try to rationalize why certain mass shooters did what they did, which, by the way, the reasoning and the excuses to promote these mass shooters are ridiculous. Now, speaking of dog haters, I know some people would want me to respond to I Hate Dogs' recent live stream where it's titled Dogs Attack for No Reason, which, yeah, no, if you guys want, I'll share the link once again that details how to prevent dog attacks or bites. This is straight up a hour and 30-minute video of misinformation, and not only that, but fear-mongering, which is the basic way that I Hate Dogs is able to gather an audience, especially people who are afraid of dogs, proceeding to use fear-mongering tactics to try to get more and more people on his side. I'll be responding to somebody who somehow, some way, showed up on my feed for things to watch, which was weird, but then again, when it comes down to doing some of the topics I do, that stuff sometimes becomes part of my recommended. Ew. But anyways, we'll be responding to somebody by the name of, whose name is, or at least the channel name is, ara-eek, and their description page basically just says, I started this channel to talk about things I find interesting. Join me on the adventure. And for the most part, looking at his channel, or their channel, it looks like they just focus on reviewing either products, food, and I'm assuming a variety of different wellness products. And interlaced is the occasional political view. But for this video, we'll be talking about, or at least responding to their I Hate Dogs video. So that should be fun, to say the least.
Hey you guys, so today's topic is I hate dogs. Yes, I said it, I hate dogs. So let me get into why I hate dogs. And I also want to preface this by saying, even though I am saying I hate dogs, I actually don't hate dogs.
My brain hurts!
In and of themselves, I hate how white culture treats dogs.
Oh, so it's like that, huh? You gotta love that. I hate dogs because of whiteys.
I also hate the fact that they rank dogs higher than humans. And those of you who don't know, there is a difference between like white race and white culture. So this is not about race, it's actually more about culture.
Yeah, I hate to be an ass, but ultimately, I don't fucking believe you that you're making it out as if it's not about race. I mean, you're basically hyper-focusing on one particular race group, which is white people, claiming that we're the only, or making it seem like we're the only ones that do this. So, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's about race, and if anything, you trying to create negative stereotypes for white people, I'm sorry, it just sounds racist. It really does.
And I just cannot, like, it's absolutely beyond me how humans, any race, can treat a non-human higher than humans. Like, not even equal to at this point. It's higher than. And I've seen this very same culture and the way that they respond to other groups of people, including other races, but also other people in other countries. And it literally is like several steps below how they treat their non-human companion animal.
Well, to be fair, a lot of people, especially in public, a lot of people are shitty to each other. Not only that, But you have to take into account that, there are people who more likely suffer from social anxiety or not very sociable individuals. They don't interact with a lot of people. So if anything, the interaction that they have with anyone or anything is more likely their dogs, actually their animals. Let's be fair. Whether it be either dogs, cats, parrots, hamster, whatever, those people are probably going to be more sociable or at least more interactive with their animals than they will with actual human beings. So you got to take into account and not just assume that, they are putting humans above other people. That's usually not the case. If anything, again, it's more of what their demeanor is, or like what the person's demeanor is what I'm trying to say. Not to mention their outlook as well as their experiences with other people.
I just think it's beyond me. I think if you value dogs more than you value humans, or even at the same level as you value humans, there's something that's missing. There's something we have to work through. And I also want to mention this. I've never had a dog or a cat or any mammal as a pet for that matter. So I have no bad experiences. I've never been attacked by a dog. I've never been attacked by a cat.
So I hate to kind of nitpick a little bit, but not having any experiences with the animals does not count as bad experiences. I'm sorry. You would have to have actual interaction with the animals to determine whether you had a good or bad experience with them. Again, I hate to nitpick, but it's just something that I probably should mention.
Which I love cats, and we'll get into that later too. But yeah, so I'm not coming from this like personal bias, but I have noticed this like deep-seated like issue in the Western society, and it's infiltrating into other countries like Armenia, where it's like it's now cool to have a dog, like it's like a status symbol, but it's like, why? And feel free to disagree with me in the comments. It's tied to white supremacy.
So I'm starting to think that there is a bias, but it's not just about dogs.
Because a dog or an animal or a pet is an extension of you. So in essence, what you're saying is, I don't value Black lives, or I don't value people in developing countries because you're not me, but I value dogs, not necessarily because they think they're inherently better than humans, but because they're an extension of themselves, and therefore they are always more important than.
This guy is fucking stupid!
I wonder if this guy's head would explode if he found out that, the whitey isn't the only one that own dogs and treat dogs as if they are important.
The other party. So let's get into why I personally don't like dogs. Not that this really should matter because it's just my personal thing. But first of all, I think they're dirty.
Oh, wow. Didn't hear that one before.
I think they're not clean, which I guess means the same thing, but they're just generally not put together. I guess obviously there's so many breeds and I don't fucking know the differences, but generally speaking, when you talk about a cat versus a dog is just blah. It's all over the place. And also, cats are obviously the shit. They're clean. They don't fucking bother you. They're not high maintenance. There's this quote that I always remember, and it's, dogs were domesticated by humans, whereas cats domesticated themselves.
I don't know why I bring up the domestication thing, especially since, after all, so that way humans could find it easier to hunt domesticated dogs or primitive dogs as hunting partners. And later on, for other things. Cats, on the other hand, they can't do stuff like that. Besides, if you have a mouse problem and you want to use a mouse or I'm sorry, not mouse, but a feral cat to hunt down mice, then you're good on that one. They unfortunately won't do anything else. Dogs, on the other hand, have been bred to be more of like a companion. Be there when you need them. Also, the argument of cleanliness is subjective, considering that there are a variety of different things that dogs and cats do that either make them clean or unclean. I mean, for one, especially since I've owned both dogs and cats, probably the worst thing is a cat with a litter box. And not only that, but if you don't let them out, then they will proceed to find a place that is private to either shit or pee all over your house. Again, I've had experiences with cats, so stuff like that happens. The only way that you prevent that is usually if you want the cat to be an outside cat, which usually that's what a lot of people go for. But depending on your neighborhood, you end up having them be inside cats, which goes back to the whole, if you don't change the litter or if they don't have a litter box, they will proceed to poop or piss wherever they deem fit. Also, you do realize that humans can also be dirty or disgusting too, right? I mean, look at major cities in the US, and a portion of people don't know how to dispose of their own waste or trash.
And it's just so true. Like, if you think about the evolution of these animals and the domestication, it's like dogs were in packs, so by themselves they're not really that valuable. Whereas a cat was like a hunter, like it was a predator, so by themselves they're actually very valuable. Dogs were used by humans, and they ended up serving us, and they still serve us.
Yes, and again, for their hunting prowess. Because dogs have a good sense of smell and the ability to track other animals. You just realize you also just made my argument, right? Because again, the reason we bred dogs or trained dogs was so we can use them for a variety of different tasks, which in of itself proves their usefulness to the community.
As cats ended up using us, and now they are benefiting from us. I don't think dogs should be outlawed or anything, but what I am saying is that we need to understand that these people, I mean, these like animals have their place, and we need to stop treating them like they're I don't know what to even call it. Like, it's not even that we're treating them as humans. Like, you're not even treating them as humans. You're literally treating them higher than humans. It's like,
you know, it might just be me, but you haven't really proven your point as to how, you know, people who have dogs, not only, as you put it, treat them higher than humans, but also, in a sense, claimed, or at least you try to make it out as if it's only a white person thing. Because, again, you do realize that people of other skin colors have dogs, right? It's not just the white people.
mind-boggling to me. And then, like, let's not even get into the amount that people spend on these animals. I don't know, it just doesn't sit well with me. Am I the only one? I cannot be the only one who has a problem with people spending literally thousands, upwards of maybe even hundreds of thousands on their fucking animals, bro. Are you kidding me? Like, I am not the only one. I can't be the only one. Please tell me I'm not the only one.
All I can kind of respond to is, you know, depending on what they're spending their money on. I mean, is it for the wellness of their animal, so it lives for, you know, quite a long time? Because you do realize that dogs, depending on what breed, live different lifespans. Larger dogs probably, I want to guess, a good solid maybe 7 to 10 years on the top of my head. Smaller dogs like Chihuahuas, Pugs, or even Pomeranians, another 10 after that. So probably roughly 10 years or 20 years for smaller animals. Larger animals around 10. And so if anything, like when it comes down to their health, sometimes people will pay to, you know, take them to the vet, have them be spaded or neutered, which is supposed to help, supposedly help with the health of their animal. And then you gotta take into consideration food. I mean, let's be fair, any living being that requires sustenance needs food, so more likely you're gonna spend money for that. Like, God forbid you know, actually feed the animal that you're taking care of. what about, if anything, what about collars, leashes, flea medication, pretty much everything that the dog would need to be healthy throughout? I know I already said, healthcare, but it's like, you do realize that some of this stuff adds up. But again, you probably wouldn't know, especially since you've just stated that you haven't had a dog nor a cat, so you have no experience with the animals whatsoever or how to deal with them. You know what, let me use an example, like another example when it comes down to, something that you want to take care of. Like, you're sitting in your car right now. By the way, you guys can't see the video, but this person's sitting in their car. How much money do you think goes into your vehicle? Did you buy it new? Did you buy it used? Let's say you buy a new vehicle. You're paying, I'm assuming, monthly payments. So that way, near the end, you can fully own that particular vehicle. Periodically, you need to get oil, coolant, which costs money. Not to mention, on occasion, depending on where you go, you have to rotate the tires. That may also cost some money, as well as, periodic oil changes, which costs a lot of money. And in the end, what are you doing by spending all this money on your vehicle? Because you want it to last long. And if anything, last long, and you basically want the best care for your own things. So in a sense, people spending money on their dogs is the same thing, or is it to an extent, as if, people taking care of their animals. They want to make sure that their animals are okay. They want to make sure that their animals are well taken care of. And sometimes people will spend that extra buck just to make sure everything is all right. Does that make any sense? You know what? Never forget I asked that, considering, again, you consider, people owning a dog as a sort of white privilege thing. Or, sorry, white culture. Yeah, you do, how many times do I need to say that there are other races that use or have dogs other than white people?
Because if I'm the only one on this issue, I might as well just, excommunicate myself from this society.
Yeah, I doubt that will happen. I'm sure that you probably live a very cushy life, so more than likely, this is all talk, and if anything, all you'll do is continue to complain about something that, again, you just pointed out that you know nothing about, because if you've had no experience with the animals that you are discussing.
It's specifically dogs, it's not pets. I've never seen a fucking person with a bird or a cat do this type of shit. When you are a dog owner, you have this thing called dog owner privilege.
I smell job. You're ugly.
What that is that you become unaware of your circumstances. You're not considerate of the people around you. For example, your dog runs and they jump on someone, and you assume because you're okay with it, because your culture allows you to be okay with it.
You do realize that people, train their animals to be well behaved. So when it comes down to people having their dogs jumping on people, yeah, they can be trained not to do that and be well behaved. You do I don't expect you to understand this, because once again, you've already stated that you have no experience with dogs, so you wouldn't know. Fourth time, by the way. But at the same time, I feel like that this individual is talking out of ignorance about why they hate dogs. Like, oh, I hate dogs. I hate dogs because I see other people talking about them, so I just hate dogs. That's it. I'm just gonna come up with some bullshit reason as to why I hate dogs. It's because the whiteys. Okay, yeah, that's why. That's why. Because white people. It's a white culture thing. Yeah, you're full of shit. You are completely full of shit. And again, trying to create a negative stereotype towards white people, claiming that, owning dogs is a white culture thing, sounds, again, very racist. I don't know if that's supposed to be your intention, but at the same time, that's what it sounds like.
You think that it's totally okay, and then when I give you a stank face or a stank attitude, you are gonna like feel some type of way. Like, I don't want your dog on me, bro. Like, is that too much? I don't know. I'm convinced that these dog owners are out to get us. Like,
I'm sorry. How do I respond to just a statement like that? Oh, that is so fucking stupid.
they want the entire world to bow down and worship their dogs.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
And I'm not gonna do it. Like, it's like, I don't want to be around that. Like, I'm not into that. I'm not into dogs, bro. And another thing I will tell you, I follow these etiquette channels, but one of the things that I'm really happy about is that these etiquette channels are saying that that's wrong. What these people are doing is actually bad etiquette. They're not allowed to bring their dogs to your house. They're not allowed to let their dogs like go all over you. Like, it's a very bad etiquette.
You know, here's the solution to all that shit. If you don't want the dog at your house, guess what? Then ask your friend who has a dog to not bring the dog to the fucking house. It's that fucking simple. And again, as I just stated before, people can train their dogs to be well behaved, so they aren't jumping on people, so they aren't doing certain things that people would not enjoy dogs doing. I mean, this is, I can't believe I have to fucking like say this. I really can't. This is ridiculous.
So I'm happy to know that at least etiquette, if nothing else, is on my side. And you can Google that shit if you want to. These people are experts.
So, in case people were wondering, basic dog etiquette is pretty much, especially when it comes to the behavior for your dogs, pretty much take care of your dog's mess, prevent barking, only let your dog greet a stranger if they ask, always leash your dog on walks, don't play while on leash, and be aware of other people's feelings. And in case people were wondering where I found that information, you can look it up at the Animal Humane Society website. But yeah, and that also, just so this guy understands, that usually also when it comes down to practicing proper dog etiquette, usually their dogs are trained as well to know, or at least how to behave when it comes down to dealing with people, as well as the dog owners are basically instructed on how to have their dogs behave in front of other people.
And they say if you have a dog, you're supposed to acknowledge the fact that not everyone's comfortable around dogs or pets. Realize that this is your chosen method of your lifestyle. This is how you want to live your life. Don't push it on me. So yeah,
Well, that's understandable, but unfortunately, here's the issue. Just the mere existence of dogs, when it comes to people like you and some of the other people in the dog hating community, or at least the radical section of the dog hating community, just the mere existence, or hearing or seeing a living, breathing dog is immediately just a quick offense to you. Doesn't matter if it's like right next to you, or if anything, you see a dog in public or on social media, and a lot of people in the radical section of this community flip their shit. So at this point, yes, I understand when you guys, with a lot of you, and I've even said this in my videos, I can understand where people feel uncomfortable around dogs or be afraid of dogs. Again, understandable. But the thing is that you shouldn't make excuses as to, or make radical excuses as to why you won't be a part of, or at least be around dogs. This whole thing where you're claiming, oh, it's a white culture thing, is ridiculous. Whereas like other people, they, try to make it out as if dogs are this ultimate killing machine, which, by the way, I've proven time and time again that's not the case. They mention that dogs, when it comes to attacks, are unpreventable, which, shocker, I've already proven time and time again, especially when it comes to what their cult leader, I Hate Dogs, has to say. So when it comes down to it, again, I understand that some people are afraid of dogs, but don't express this radical view and this crazy, outlandish excuse as to why you don't think dogs should be present in the community, or why people should hate them. Because again, I've heard just classifying owning a dog as a white culture thing is probably one of the most ridiculous excuses I have ever heard in my life. And if I haven't said it before, probably with the numerous times I've already said it, claiming that it is a white culture thing, even though many other people from different nationalities, different skin colors, or different genders more likely own a dog, sounds completely and utterly racist.
Basically just wanted to hop on and talk about that. Pet owner privilege, actually it's dog owner privilege. Apparently this is not going anywhere. We're gonna be dealing with this. This is only gonna get worse. It's almost like an epidemic, kind of like a pandemic.
So now you are claiming that owning a dog is similar to a pandemic. Wow. Okay. Well, your credibility, especially when it comes to my viewers, has lowered even more. Good job. You've made yourself seem less knowledgeable of what you're talking about. Thank you.
If I was never around dogs ever again, I would be totally fine with it. I would not complain, okay? I guess I wouldn't care if I lost cats either because I don't have one. I don't know anyone who does have one. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this rant.
So to give you guys spoilers, the only comments I've seen on this particular video are comments that approve what he has to say. Now there are some dislikes to the video, so more than likely any comments that have combated his logic were more than likely deleted. The fucking coward.
I can't be the only one. And if I am, so be it, because I will be getting my Van cat. If you guys don't know what that is, Google it. It's an Armenian cat, Turkish cat, appropriated. I will be chilling with my cat, with my Van cat, while all you guys go clean turds of dogs and go piss other people off. I'm gonna go now, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.
Well, hopefully you enjoy your cat. Hopefully, if anything, it doesn't, decide to crap or piss all over your house. And then you end up throwing it out because it does almost the exact same thing as dogs. And good luck in your little glass house. Anyways, that was my response to this individual, ara-eek. Hopefully I said that correctly. Let me know your thoughts on that particular video. Oh boy. So, yeah, I don't think I got anything else I need to say about this, because I think I've said it clearly. again, when it comes down to people not liking dogs, understandably, I know that some people are afraid of dogs. Some people have no clue or have had no interaction with dogs. But that being said, don't fucking lie. And don't try to make such outlandish excuses and rhetoric when it comes to why you shouldn't like dogs. And normally, by the way, a lot of people are really smart and they will actually look up to see if you're actually full of shit. So when it comes down to this guy claiming, oh, it's white culture, oh, it's dog culture, it's dogs are the equivalent to the plague, or ownership is equivalent to the plague. Yeah, this guy is odd, to say the least. And with that, speaking of odd, we got a response to a Greg video. Yay! And as I said before, I'm going to try to keep these time-stamped for each section of the video, so that way you guys can give your thoughts. Love to know what you guys have to say. But oh boy, this is going to be intriguing. I feel like I've responded to this video before, but anywho. The video itself is titled, Why You Have No Friends and Nobody Likes You.
Today we got some baby chickens, as seen here.
Yeah, nobody can see your video because you like to false copyright claim people's videos. So, have fun with that. Unfortunately, you can't see me giving you the finger, so, because it's just a still image. But, yeah, live long and suck it, according to Spock.
And let's talk about why no one wants to hang out with you.
Oh, I already know why people don't want to hang out with me. Usually because, well, I'm an introvert and I don't hang out with people. But really, I didn't need a creepy guy, close to his, or actually, I think at this point, aren't you in your 40s now? Yeah, some creepy dude trying to make himself look young, telling me why nobody wants to hang out with me.
Alright, so people like feeling good, people like being happy, and if when people hang out with you they don't feel good, then that's like it, bro. Exact same thing happened to me. If this poster right here was of a woman being shot, and this poster right here was of a emo kid crying, for instance, maybe, I'm not sure people would want to hang out with you. It sucks. So let's do the math. You get sad, then you lose your friends, now you're even more sad because you got no friends and you're sad. Versus, you try to only say positive things around your friends like you more and want to hang out with you more because everybody likes feeling good about themselves. Now you're even happier. What? Crazy concept, but it's how life works. And
I mean, isn't it how it usually is, especially when it comes down to people who share the same interests as you? Sometimes trying to be positive, or if anything, when things are going wrong in their life, just trying to be supportive. I think that's the bigger thing that matters is, people being supportive either to you or they being supportive. I guess what I'm saying is you're just supporting each other. That's the bottom line. And really, why are we hearing this from you? I don't understand this. Why are we hearing this from the guy that traded his white panel van for a Tesla?
Oh shit! Burn! Burn!
And just so you guys know, there's not much after that. It's just Onision fucking around. But I'm not going to leave you guys high and dry because there's something else I actually want to talk about. It was something that was last minute. And I have to thank the rest of the Novakast crew for bringing this to my attention. And I want to apologize for certain things that I missed in talking about the documentary. First off, when it comes down to certain people being used in the doc. Recently, a YouTuber by the name of Augie RFX posted a video responding to the documentary, as well as some indiscrepancies about the documentary. And not even thinking about it before, I am now getting more context, and I should probably add this. Now, periodically, one of the things that Chris Hansen has tried to claim about this documentary, or at least when it comes down to the story that is being told by, or at least for, what's going on with Onision, is Chris Hansen has made false promises time and time again about there being justice, that there is an investigation, that the FBI involved, that the police are involved. And I think I said in my last video talking about the documentary that unless it actually happens, don't take any stock into what Chris Hansen or his crew say about there possibly being an investigation. Because at this point, it's not, I'm just going to say it as it is. It's not true unless something actually happens. And I guess quite a few other people, including, and I hate using his name, Keemstar and Augie RFC, mentioned this as well. That unless there's some mind-blowing evidence that comes out, Onision's not going to get arrested. And Chris Hansen, the fraudulent con artist that he is, used this, clips of Augie and Keemstar out of context to make it seem like they were defenders of Onision. And Augie, in his response, which I'll try to leave a link in the description, mentions the fact that he is not a person who would defend Onision, but has only made the statement that unless something else comes up, like more evidence, there's no arrest for Onision. And I hate saying it, but unfortunately, unless something actually happens, unless there's more evidence, something that comes up that damns him, nothing's going to happen. Let me be clear to you guys. Chris Hansen is, for those who are believing Chris Hansen, that there's going to be actual justice, that there's an actual investigation, that Onision's going to get arrested, these are false promises unless something actually comes up that could damn him and put him in jail. And there's something else too that that is also brought up that I'm pretty sure I did not address, but then again half-heartedly addressed through my rants within the documentary episode 3 response and the podcast, which for those who saw that, I was extremely upset and angry about what this person has been saying. Trying to shame us, the commentary community or drama community, as the individuals who would use the victims. In fact, at one point, Edwin mentions the fact that more likely Chris Hansen is using the victims, and right afterwards, you have a voiceover from Chris Hansen trying to throw shade at Edwin Generation, claiming that he's the one that's using the victims. I'm sorry, no. So far, especially when it comes to the victims, we tried to show respect to those individuals. Only stuff that we've discussed is the things that have been made public already. And when it comes down to this documentary, which you're making money off of, I know you want to throw shade at us for making money, even though, in my case, I barely make anything off these videos to begin with. You want to throw shade at people making money and with the videos that they make. Yet you are making money off the victims that, and I'm addressing Chris Hansen, you're making money off the victims that didn't want their story to be told. They wanted their privacy kept in check, and you claiming that you are for the victims did not respect their wishes. Chris Hansen, not only are you a fraud, but you are a liar and an individual who exploit whoever he can to get what he wants, which basically at this point is to get back to the limelight, to get back on mainstream media, and probably more likely do the same thing that you were doing before, which is to catch a predator. if they ever bring that show back, and if they ever consider you to be, fit to be back on TV. Which, knowing TV, I doubt it. But anyway, that was my responses to a variety of different things. I'm going to try to do videos like this. I know there's a lot of stuff, like a lot of topics that go on back and forth, and there are times where I don't have time to make a ton of videos, so instead maybe clumping it all together and then putting timestamps in the videos to so that way it's one chunk of content, and you guys can see which segment you want to watch, or if anything, watch the entire video. But anywho, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you guys can, or if you guys have anything you'd like to say when it comes to some of the stuff brought up, please leave a comment. Love to hear what you guys have to say. I won't hide your comments like certain individuals when it comes to what we've discussed. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, as well as our Discord, links are in the description down below, as well as check out our daily content and the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Novakast signing off. Have a good one, and take care. Peace.